they can get the spot.
Yep.
That's how you fix that problem.
Yep.
If they're going to drag the league down, guess what?
You're going to get dragged so far down, you will never come back from this. Ever.
They should have to suffer from it.
Yep. Not to mention.
I know teams are playing like, why are you taking the bus? Well, guess what? If you would have done what we had asked you the first time, you wouldn't be in this position.
Yep.
But since you couldn't help yourself,
here's another fine for you.
We're basically saying, hey, if you're not willing to help yourself, we'll help you. But it's not going to be in the way you have in mind.
Yes. Oh.
That's how you fix that.
Yep.
That should go for all leagues.
Yikes. Oh. And another false start pending since the Arkansas Razorbacks back to 3rd and 14 once again.
And this is why Arkansas, they're okay, but they're not at that point yet where they can overcome errors.
No. Every team is not going to be perfect. All right. We're going to continue to ramble. I'm right here.
Speaking of Ole Miss, they're playing in South Carolina right now. And when we close this podcast, I'm going to go to Joe, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Because I can, and I'm going to. It's still a football weekend, and I'm going to enjoy it. So is the roster complete, or are you going to have to do the tryouts all over again with players being unsure if they're going to actually play? With the schedule being up in the air as it is. That's another question as we wind towards the lid-lifting season of 2021, the NWFL.
No. And to top this off, not many people would know this, but the smarter you have to play, the least likely you'll be punished. Because the dumber you play, the more punished you're going to be. The more punished you're going to be, you're going to be so punished. It's stupid. Because I can be telling you right now, there's several NFL players who used to play, wish they could go back in time and undo the stupid mistakes that cost their teams the game or the season. With K. That will cost them their season, the game, or another person's career. Rodney Harrison might have wished to go back in time and undo all the damage he did to 3 players when he did the horse collar move that broke 3 offensive linemen's legs. Bill Romanowski wished he could go back in time, and that's and spitting in people's faces. You can't do that either. Because not only spitting in their faces is disgusting, that's the way diseases get carried.
That is gross. Anyway, with the NWFL, are they going to allow like players that are afraid of this virus if they try to play? Are they going to allow players to opt out if they are afraid of this virus, if they don't feel like they can, hack it?
Yep.
Or what is the what is Sean Smith, the NWFL folks up at the top? What have they decided that teams can and can't do if players come to owners and say, hey, I don't feel safe that I can play football with what I have, with what I'm dealing with?
And then I think he will probably leave that up to the owners themselves, and the owners will have to ask their coach's decision. Because it's automatically going to come down to the coach's decision. If the player doesn't feel too well, then the coach will have to make a decision. Put them on IR until they get better and have somebody play in their spot until they come back. Because of the way it is. And to be honest with you, oftentimes not many female players do get hurt. Some get sick even. And some die for no reason. I mean, this year alone, 2 players have died. And they're from the WFA. From 2 WFA teams. They died.
And see those are a lot of the stories we don't hear about.
Mm-hmm.
At the women's level.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, what's the roster looking like? How, coaching staff? How, as we head into December, heading into January.
Coaching staff wise, I talked to Clifton yesterday. She's going to talk to Dante one more time and see if he'll be able to do it. Because, like I said, the main coach, the wide receiver that I had, the wide receiver coach I had, he can't do it no more either since he's been busy with work and all that mess. And he just saved me the reason to get rid of his ass. He just basically saved me a reason to get rid of him in the first place. Because of his professionalism and becoming of a coach. Because I cannot have a coach.
Here on this podcast, we're doing time.
Yeah, I can't have a coach who's going to make the players feel uncomfortable.
We can't. We will not. We will not rehash that on this pod.
No.
However,
basically, and since it says Mr. Sean Smith is also suggesting a 8-on-8 option for players who want to play, for teams who want to play 8-on-8. That's all good and dandy too.
8-on-8, huh?
Yep. 8-on-8.
Is there a possibility maybe
that we
Bears will have 8-on-8, or is it going to be
11 on 11?
Or is it just going to be one team playing 11 on 11?
It's going to be a possibility we'll switch up. Play 8-on-8 and 11 on 11.
Well, here's a question. How are you going to be able to fit 8-on-8 and then 11 on 11? Because
several teams, because I talked, actually, 2 days ago, before this podcast, I talked to him. I asked him that very same question. Here's the thing, there's some teams in the NWFL that do play 8-on-8. And some teams that play 11 on 11. There's like 1 or 2 teams who can flip-flop to both. And that'll be his team.
That means that means you would have to have what, 2 separate rosters?
No, there's gonna be one same roster. Well, basically it'll be one same roster, just not as many players on the field. If it comes to that. Because if we do it 8-on-8, that means we'll have enough people here to swap out for substitutions.
I mean, that means you're losing a D tackle. That means you're losing. You're keeping your ends and you're keeping your nose down. Depending on how you want to go, you're losing at least a safety, a linebacker, and a corner on defense, most likely. Because I I've seen this at the high school level because I did 8-on-8 football at high school level.
Yeah. But if they do 8-on-8, that means offense also has to play defense. They have to play different positions. They have to be actually ambidextrous.
Offensive and defensive, yes, I know.
Yeah, right now the only ambidextrous person on this team is me. Because not only am I playing center, I'm also the defensive tackle.
So how will 8-on-8 schedule? How will the 8-on-8 schedule work out along with the 11-on-11?
Well, actually, they think it is. It's not the 8-on-8 schedule. That's probably a roster.
I don't think they're going to be putting them on the same day.
Yep.
It's not possible, is it?
Sure. If it's possible, 9 times out of 10, there ain't nothing that Charlottesville can do is try to make it possible to do it that way too. Because if this could happen, chances are we're going to turn a whole bunch of doubters into believers.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just wondering how it's going to work out, because that's going to be a long day for us as a broadcast team.
Yeah. Oh, but Kyle Trask, the senior out of Florida, is on his way to set an SEC record. Right now, he's played. This is his 3rd game. This is going to be his 5th game. He's going to play 5 games straight with 4 more touchdowns. He don't score 3 tonight. He's on his way to break a record.
And Florida's leading 21-7.
21-7.
Wow. 21-7, second quarter.
Yep.
Kyle Trask got the word doing something historic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Let's see what's going on in the Pac-12.
Not much going on in the Pac-12.
At the end of the first quarter, Washington State leads Oregon 13-7. They only hit by a touchdown. USC don't beat Arizona 34-30. And this comes from 2 days ago, talking about canceling the rest of the season.
Who's talking about canceling what?
Pac-12.
What's this?
Pac-12. This came off of them talking about canceling the rest of the season.
And they still have a UCLA Cal football game on a Sunday.
Yep.
To make up.
Yep.
But they didn't say which Sunday.
Not at all. Uh-oh.
That's the problem.
Uh-oh.
Did he get it?
Arkansas got a big old play. He don't went all the way. Holy crap. That was 90 yards to the house.
Was that a kick return, punt return, or a straight run?
Straight run. Trayvon Smith of Arkansas. 83 yards. From the 17-yard line, he took it to the house. With nobody in front of him and nobody to stop him. The defensive line of the Gators was left in the dust.
That's referred to as good blocking.
Yep. Now here goes the PAT, and then makes them be down by just a touchdown once again to make it an even game. Now it's turned into a game.
14.
It turns into a game.
If the person you want to be that coach can't do it, could there be an option where you being the owner, you guys would be player coach? So you pretty much have to organize practice anyway.
Yeah.
And I know that's something you don't want to do, but
if
it came down to it.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the bigger thing, though, y'all. Many people might or might not know this, but basically, Steve McNair had made it a career of playing while hurt.